So Yeezy brand has two main silhouettes that have remained the same with certain aspects of their colors. The Quantum has always remained black for the ankle collar and the sock piece on the center, the same with the 700 V3, it's always been black for the sock piece. Well today guys, that all changes, at least for the 700 V3, we've got a whole different color switch on this one and it's pretty interesting. So let's break them open, let's break them down. Today we're taking a look at the Yeezy 700 V3 Copper Fade. Here's something that's remained the same for the entire Yeezy lineup, the box. 700 on the top, nothing on the sides because, again, no boost. So let's slide these open and let me show you guys today's pretty crazy pair of sneakers, the Yeezy 700 V3 Copper Fade. Oh man, so after some relatively subtle pairs of Yeezy 700 V3s, we're taking the leap into this. And these look super different, super crazy, but I guess in comparison to some of the 700 V1 colorways that we've had, maybe this one's not so much of a surprise. Now listen, I've had a decent amount of people message me on Instagram sharing their thoughts and opinions on this specific colorway, and I gotta say, a lot of people seem like they don't particularly like this pair of sneakers. And while I definitely understand all of that, and even having these in hand and looking at them, they are not initially colors that you would really think go on a pair of shoes by any means. However, I do have to say, wearing them, they kind of go harder than initially anticipated. Now I'm gonna explain what I mean in just a second, and kind of how I feel like these are a little bit different in hand than just how they kind of vibe on foot. But first, let me give you some release information. These actually dropped today. That's right, these dropped today. So December the 10th, if anybody is wondering, I guess if you went for these, hopefully you managed to get one. If you decided to pass, I get it, I understand. We got foam runners tomorrow, we've got Beluga 350s next week, so there's a lot to kind of prioritize. Maybe these just didn't make the cut for you. And I also think that these are still available on some retailers. Like I imagine Adidas either pulled them down or they sold out on the Confirmed app, but there definitely is some retailers that I've seen that they still have these in stock. Anyway, they retail for the usual £170 here in the UK or $200 out in the US. So let's quickly head back to what I was saying about this colorway. So kind of what I got from having these in hand, wearing these around, looking at them, they do have that weird vibe of just awkward colors mixed together. But I'm telling you guys, wearing them on foot, they kind of go hard. It's quite an odd color combination. Like around here on the toe box, you're almost getting a navy color. It's very dark for the toe box area. Now that color carries through to the midsole for the most part, and if we quickly move to the upper, you can see this kind of ombre effect take place. So it starts with this kind of musty, almost burnt amber color with a little bit of a greenish tint, and as you move further towards the back of the sneaker, it gets brighter and brighter orange. Finally, right at the back here, I would say it's at its brightest point, the most orange place, and that kind of trickles down, funnily enough, to the midsole. you have this really weird section over here on the back that just almost appears to be spray painted. Like, I could be wrong about that, but the way that it fades really looks like a spray paint. Now, the sock liner, like I was saying, is finally a different color. For the first time ever on a 700 V3, they've changed it from the solid black. And I gotta say that the color they chose on here, while still remaining quite a darker tone of a color, it's pretty interesting. I would say it's kind of a brownish color. It almost takes on a kind of mauve effect, so there's definitely some depth to that brown color, maybe giving it a slight purplish tone. The laces, of course, haven't changed. They remain exactly the same. The infinity loop solid black laces that you found on a lot of the different colorways of the 700 V3. However, inside the box, you do also get a spare extra pair of black laces. If you wanted to swap these infinities out, you can chuck on a regular pair. Now, we spoke about these 700 V3s before in terms of their makeup and their materials and how they kind of fall into the 700 lineup in general. Yes, they are, I guess, the slightly more budget version in terms of the material. Like, it's definitely nothing premium like you find on the 700 V1, V2, and it doesn't have boost like the MNVN. However, it is the most futuristic out of all of them, taking on a much sleeker design, and when you're wearing these, they just have that really futuristic look on foot. Again, the key thing to remember with this pair of sneakers is there is no boost, and the material choice on this in terms of the cushioning is probably not the best. Like, it's an encased EVA foam and it's pretty solid. You definitely feel a level of firmness to your walk, and there's nothing like the squishy feeling of boost that we normally associate with Yeezy brand now. It also has the outer rubber cage, which again, if you guys were wondering, yes, these do glow in the dark. That cage lights up. Now, it lights up green, unlike the recent, I guess, glow ones that we saw for Yeezy Day, where that kind of had a blue effect. This one is the usual green glow. Again, I wouldn't really let the absence of boost really deter you from buying this pair of sneakers thinking that it's super uncomfortable. I would still say it's a pretty decently comfortable pair of sneakers. I've never had any issues with wearing this for a long period of time. No, it's not as squishy, but overall the general construction of this sneaker is pretty comfy. However, I will say something about sizing. If you are going to go for a pair of these, or if you've just never tried on a pair of 700 V3s, go a half size up. They do run pretty small, they do fit pretty tight, so yeah, a half size probably. Maybe some people even go a full size, but I've been perfectly fine with a half size up. Overall, this colorway is crazy. Let's be honest here. It's a mix. It's got the ombre effect, something that you don't traditionally find on a lot of sneakers. It is very different. But you know what, guys, I do have to say, and I guess the takeaway for this video is going to be, they look a lot better on foot. Now, obviously, you're watching this video so you can make your own decision. How do you think they feel? How do you feel like I've thrown them on? Do you feel like they look good, or am I just smoking something and they're completely terrible? You guys let me know down in the comment section. But either way, that's my thoughts on the Yeezy 700 V3 Copper Fade. Now, I want to know your guys's. Let me know what you think of these down in the comment section. But that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then,